Well, good evening. 10 to 7 on a Thursday night. All pitched up since around 3 o'clock. And everything is looking and feeling gorgeous, really. Absolutely wonderful here. I wonder what the big log's doing here. It's to stop people with their big vans driving all the way down to the swim, fishing out the side of the van, because the idea of all the cars in this place on all the car parks is you can't actually see anybody where they're parked. So I did a little bit of a live earlier on from the bivvy, and yeah, I'm sitting in the back of the car at the moment, thinking, these look absolutely gorgeous, they do. Oh. They are. I bought some these are fantastic. And these bring food. Superb. There we go. Right. Excuse me. Just licking my lips. So I am a little point that goes out into a bay. You've got one swim to the left, one swim to the right. 9 times out of 10, if someone's in here, no one else will pitch up next year. It's quite good. Swim's a little bit easier to stand on the edge of and show you what you've got the other side of the point. Walk down to the edge of the bank, get a good view around here. A little bay around here. I've had fish from this corner before quite a few times over the years. So yeah, I can see people have been doing a little bit of pruning there, so one can only assume that they've been trying to get it out there somewhere. I haven't really, well, when I've got a bit of time, I'm going to have a little bit of a mark around and lead around over there, just out of curiosity, see what I can find. So yes, that sort of looks down to the main body of the lake, whereas I sort of in a bay. Yeah, because you've got the main car park opposite me, and there's I'll just stand on the edge without falling in here. You can see if I lean out there, it goes out to the main body of water over there. I must admit, there's a couple of sets of pads out there that interest me to put a bait on. At the moment, I've got both my baits down there over a lovely area. Seems to produce quite a lot of fish. I'm starting to wonder whether I should possibly, fish the entrance a little bit more. There's a guy on the end of that sort of point that you can see over there that comes out. So I'm sure he's going to be sort of casting out into open water. I'm hoping he's not going to cut me off. Yeah, it's those pads do look interesting there. Problem is, if the fish kites left, I could be in all sorts of trouble. Let me shuffle through the bushes on the other side. Oh yeah, inside me T2. Beds, chairs there, stoves there, bag, all neat and tidy. I have everything all neat and tidy. Because you need to know where everything is, where everything should be. Car's over there with the barrel and everything in the back of it. If I can just sort of sneak through here. A bit of a jungle. You can actually probably shouldn't have my slip-on shoes doing this. That's a slip down here. Crumbs. Where I just went sort of skyward there. Yeah, you can sort of look down here. I can lower you right down. You can sort of pan around and have a look. Beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. But yeah, hopefully it's going to drift into my bay and we'll be all good. Who knows, really? Right, let's get out of here without being caught in the brambles in the jungle that is Meadow Lake. Oh, yeah, beautiful, eh? Absolutely gorgeous. Had nothing yet, but I've only been here since 3 o'clock. I've sort of got 48 hours to go, so plenty of time. Plenty of time indeed to actually catch something quite good, really. But yeah, I think it's wonderful, really. But what you actually have got, I'll come around here a little bit. I'm parked in the back of my car here. That's where I sort of keep it all. This place is great, actually. It gives you the the swims are really good. You've got another little lake over there that gives you the option to fish. It's only got 20 pounders in it. Good bit of fun in the winter. Don't argue for much more about that. But yeah, so hopefully something will come my way. The wind was pushing here quite a lot. It seems to have died down now. Conditions when my friend fished it earlier on in the week, it was absolutely howling in there. Really, really was. It seems to have faded away a little bit, really. Rules of the trade there. The persona, marker float. I do have a spod rod, but really what I did was just swim roughly in the middle of the screen. Day swim, and I'm fishing in front of that. So I just walked around, got the catapult out, and yeah, checked it out. Really, didn't seem much point in spending all that time and effort trying to. I'm going to try and put you in that tripod now, which could be entertaining. A lot of vibrations and shaking going on. Oh, that's not too bad. As long as you don't end up dropping on the floor. There we go. Oh, that's better, isn't it? Much better. Nice and tightly done up. Get the horizon markers all right. There we go. Absolutely perfect. Really is good. So, yeah. Yeah, I can just gotta hope something sort of comes along. That wind is due to keep pushing in here the next couple of days, so should be a good chance for the fish to. Hello, Holly. Oh, Scruffy, hey, how you doing? I've got a couple of 4 ounce flat bears on at the moment. Superb. Absolutely love them. 4 ounce distance flat pears I like. Absolutely superb. Absolutely superb. There you go. But yeah, it does look, it looks promising. Feels good. That wind was, well, that wind was working a bit better earlier on in here. There's still a bit of wind pushing in over there. It's really pushing against that bank. Is what I wanted it to do. Carry on doing, really. But we shall see. We shall see. Yeah, it does look good. All I did is went over that swim over there, catapulted a load of pellet and particles out, and then the boilies over the top. My fishing sort of, I like my rod tips up because it's easy to play fish, passing the rods underneath. I just find it's just so much easier nowadays doing that. Also like fishing slackish lines as well, but you can get a nice bow in the line down that sort of hits the water 2 or 3 rod lengths out. So when you plan a fish, you can easily sort of go over and under. It doesn't cause you any issues at all. Occasionally get caught out, like I did last week. Totally caused me absolute carnage. But yeah, by the time you sort of, I didn't know whether it had gone over or under or over. And I think I tied myself more in knots than I should have done, really. But yeah, it's getting a little bit more overcast now, a bit more of a blow again. It's perfect, really. My friends fished Monday night, and that was an absolute hugely that was into here. I can only just hope the fish are still sort of hiding around in here. I saw a couple show. I was wandering around when I got here. The choice of 3 swims. There was another guy wandering around with the same choice of 3 swims, but he was here before me, so I gave him the option of picking the one he wanted first. And I sort of headed over to this one and then went and had a look at the other one and come to the conclusion this was more in the wind. I don't get to fish this one very often. You really should, when the wind's blowing in here, when you should fish it. I don't seem to like it otherwise. Funny swim. They seem to come in at night and disappear during the day. I don't think I think they just, those trees over there stick out sort of 20 odd foot from the bank, so I reckon they just go and tuck themselves and hide up in there, to be honest with you. Don't sort of come out and play. But yeah. Used to fish in that corner there, but there's a tree that's grown out now. And there's a tree behind that that's sort of grown out and fallen down. It just cuts, you can see the bank goes straight back here. Yeah, they just disappear in there. You just don't get them in. I think I tried it about 4 or 5 years ago, the last time I tried it. Ended up losing fish. It's just not worth the effort. It's not, we're not here to lose fish. We're not here to catch fish at all costs. I don't particularly want to be damaging fish at all whatsoever. So, yeah, it should be good. Should stand a fair chance. Hopefully the connection's working okay. It's strange out here most of the time. Doesn't always work very well. Notice the internet connection is superb in towns, rubbish in the countryside, whereas it used to be okay in towns, but super brilliant in the countryside. And they spent a lot of money trying to sell it to us that we can now get mobile reception everywhere. But they seem to have forgotten about us now. It's just gone back to how it used to be. Not very good at all. Not very good at all indeed. But I feel I'm in with a shout. Oh well, only but see. But yeah, there'll be lots of likes, hearts, gifts and stuff. Apparently that's good when I'm doing live stuff. I don't really know. I've only been doing it second week now. Second week, yeah, probably. Maybe 3rd week. So I'm still sort of learning. I come across bits and bobs and things on there, but oh my word, what are we doing about join this, do that, and it's just all all too confusing. Join my fan page. I don't even know if I've got a fan page, but I can't even find a fan page, so I've got no idea. Perhaps I should do. I shall wait until the winter. I've got a little bit more time on my hands, and have a little bit of a play. and maybe when I'm a little bit more braver and understand things a little bit more, I'll invite people to join me, particularly Mr. Kent Carp fishing. It'll be quite good because I might actually learn something from you. Yeah, well, sometime soon we'll be brave enough to do it. Problem is, I don't know how well, I don't know how well my reception would be here. Whether I could hear you or you could hear me. Don't know. Shockingly rubbish, really. But yeah, I've just got a short trip this week, couple of nights. I think it's about the same next week. I was trying to get out the river Monday night. I had such a hard day at work. I was absolutely shattered, and I just didn't have the energy to go out. It's a shame. Conditions on Monday were awesome, really, absolutely awesome. Oh, you see the wind slowly pushing in over there. It's still coming down in the bay, which is good. But yeah, it would be yeah. So I didn't get out the river, which is a bit of a shame this week. Trying to do the same next Monday. Got another couple of nights, Wednesday and Thursday next week. Or could do Friday, but I'm out with friends on Saturday night, so probably not a good idea realistically to do things like that. Only but try. 2 nights will do, and the following week, fingers crossed, I'm off to fish with my mate up in Suffolk, which I try and do twice a year, which usually ends up being once a year, fishing on the Guest on Westow Country Park near Lakenheath. So looking forward to that. As always, I normally end up going in October. I think we've been trying since Easter to go, and yeah, just never quite works. Never quite works, which is a shame, really. But yeah, that's our next sort of target week. Give it a go on there, see how we get on. I am, we've got a overcast, which is good. A bit of a moon out tonight. I don't like the brightness of moons on lakes. Don't seem to. Full moon. All I ever end up with is full moon, big common. In my case, it's full moon, good night's sleep. Never seem to catch one. But I think it's your odds on catching a big common on a full moon is greater. It doesn't mean you're more likely to actually catch what I can work out. So I go when I go. I go the nights I go. If I can go, I go. If I can't go, I don't go. I don't sort of, try not to take too much notice of the weather and everything. Because it might put me off and I might not go and I might stay at home, which is something I don't really want to do. I absolutely love being out here on the bank. If you like what you're seeing, just click the like buttons, give me a lot of hearts. If you're really, super interested, if you follow the link in my bio, you'll come across my website. It's basically, if you just Google Richard Handel Carp Fishing, you'll come across me anywhere. There's lots of interesting information on my website, links to other social media platforms, etc., etc. And yeah, you never know what you might find. I try and sort of be open and honest, and help people. Don't really hide a great deal, really. I talk a little bit about bait, not much. Talk a little bit about rigs, not much, because I think there's so much out there. It's just mind-blowingly confusing, to be perfectly honest with you. I think part of it is supposed to be mind-blowingly confusing, so you just end up thinking you found the super rig and buy more stuff, which is not really. You just gotta, in essence, find a rig that catches you carp, and then feel confident in it, because confidence is definitely a key to success. You know, it just sort of just generates more success, more success. You know, I just generally use the Ronnie rig and not on a sort of spinner rig style. Don't particularly like that. I think there's just too much movement in the end where the I'm just watching if that's a fish or not or something. I spend most of my time watching my lines. It just sort of twitched a little bit. It could be roach or rudd or something. I don't know. But yeah, going back to the yeah, there's just too much movement where the eye of the rig is. I actually prefer to shrink tube it on there myself using electrical shrink tubing. No particular fishing brand. I just get it straight off Amazon. Sell it in the eBay shop because I think that's the best shrink tubing you can get, and it just makes the rig stiffer, firmer, a little bit longer. If you're old enough, as old as I am, you remember the old bent hook rig. So it's sort of you're making an extension of that hook. So it sort of acts as a much better hinge. And all I do is I just make up the Ronnie section. I'll have to show you what I do at some point. Just make that up and just keep that in a little wallet, and then just decide what hook link material I'm using. I'm quite into hinge ones at the moment. I think it used to be called hinge is a hinge, a combi is a combi, but yeah, I don't know. I've been been around so long. I remember these things appearing or slowly being found. I think the combi rig and the hinge rig was a sort of, I think everyone was going through the same sort of adaptation at the same sort of time. I remember when I was doing it, I think it was the early days of Christon, and it was sort of, when I was at work in those days. Everything was quite expensive, so we just didn't want to, waste X material and things. So I used to sort of, chomp the rig up and then use the material and then use another little bit of material and just tie a knot on the end and just splice them together, really. Which really sort of became the combi rig, but I think that was the whole thing. I think that everyone just did that because, it was a cheaper way of doing it. And you're not wasting. I used to have a little tackle box thing full of lengths of line that I've been using and things, and just supply them and tie, put them together. And I started using bits of mono, heavy gauge mono, sort of, 0.38, 0.40, and then just using the Christon stuff on the end. These sort of ended up with a sort of stiff boom by accident. It just seemed logical because you never ever damage that bit. What you got to do is just tie a bit of the Christon on the end. So you actually, instead of using like 6 to 8 inches of Christon, you'd only be using about 3 or 4 at the other end. Oh, this is a cheap way of doing it. Start doing this. I think this was back in the early 90s, something like that. Just trying to remember where I was. It's all like transpired that all my friends seem to be doing exactly the same thing, trying to sort of save money and things. But yeah. Anyway, I've probably been waffling on for way too long. My microphone will probably go flat at some particular point in time. I want to do a little bit of wandering around, keeping an eye on things. I like to listen out and look. Can't really see much out of this swim. When it was built years ago, there's no trees on it. It's just a pile of horrible gravel on a point. Hence the name. It's called New Point because it was relatively new to the lake being dug. This lake has been here a long time. It goes back in history, the days of one of the sort of premier southern carp pits. And a few old films, done it with even Jack Hargreaves, if anyone knows who that is. has actually done some filming and stuff on here. I think John Wilson did. I think even part of Passion for Angling might have been on here or something like that. I don't know. Whether the cameraman guys that I can't think of, I don't remember so much as I used to. He's a member on here. The guy that did some of the filming. So yeah, we're talking to him about it. But these conditions are pretty good. Not as I say, it's not as good as when my mates were there the other day. So we'll see. Ben's supposed to be turning up tomorrow. Whether he'll actually fish on here, double up with me, I've got no idea. Have to see what he fancies. He doesn't fancy the airfield lake this week either. So it's just whether you can get a swim on here. That's the trouble. But he can actually double up with me if he fancies it. So I might actually let him do that, which would be quite nice. Have to see what he fancies. I think he's going to try and find his own swim. He's got a couple of sort of target swims he wants to go for. I know one's empty currently. The other one isn't. So yeah, haven't got anything at all at the moment. Still hoping and waiting really. I was hoping for something sort of latter part of this afternoon, early evening. The wind was really belting in here and it did look good. I saw fish when I arrived. I was pretty sort of shrewd at getting everything out without making too much noise. But maybe I did. Don't know. Not really sure. But I think one of them should rattle off tonight. Can't see why it won't. Yeah, it'd be good if it did. Good if it rattled off now, wouldn't it? Live on camera. Hey, would be impressive, wouldn't it? I don't think we're gonna. Achieve that. That wind needs to be a little bit stronger. Hey, all we can. That's all we can hope for, really. We shall see. Right. I'm going to bid you farewell now. If you've only just joined, I do apologise. But time to get a few things sort of sorted, tidy up after tea, get everything ready. Close the boot of the car, got to lock it up. I want to sort of keep an eye on the lake from a different angle so I can actually sit and watch what's going on more out in the main body of the lake rather than my little corner here. We shall wait and see, really. Right, thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow me on TikTok. I can't follow you back because I've already followed the maximum amount of people you can follow, which is a bit of a shame. I get the same on Facebook as well. I've sort of been maxed out 2 of them now. I'm halfway through maxing out the 3rd one, which seems crazy, really. Because I do have a page, but no one seems to sort of go and have a look at that. So I don't know, really. There we go. I'm on Instagram. Weirdly, same problem there, but there we go. If not, go find me on my website. Subscribe on my website or follow me on my website. Then you'll sort of get all the updates. Then you'll know when I'm out. When I'm out, I generally do this. So yeah, that's all we can do, really. But, thank you very much. You're on the bank. Good luck, because you just never know, do you? Tonight looks like a good night.